guys, welcome to the neighborhood. This is Pixel Street Podcast, episode 190. I am your host for this week, John Hansen, and Joel's out away, so I had to go out and find a friend, and I decided to take a trip to Gillhan Island. We got Brent Gillhan with us again. What's up, Brent?
That joke never gets old, man. Hey, what's up?
I'm gonna use it until the end of time, every time I see you.
Hey, the good thing is I forgot about it, so it got me again.
Hey, I'm all for it. All right. So this week, a State of Play aired. We're going to go over that. We're also going to go over the new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer and maybe get into a little bit of a loot box discussion. We're just going to talk about gaming because that's what we do here. Let's start off.
Gaming.
Yeah. This is your one-stop shop for gaming. Wow, I am out of it. Let's start off with the State of Play. This is kind of the first big announcement show for the year. Even though this didn't have much Sony news, this was much more reliant on some third-party software that is upcoming. But we're going to run through everything that they announced, and then we'll go into our overall thoughts on the show and everything. So starting off here, the show opened up with our first look at Resident Evil 4 Remake. The game is coming March 24th, 2023. It will also have some PSVR 2 content that is currently in development that they did not show. When they say that, the Resident Evil games, we saw it today even, they like to make VR versions of their games for people to play. Them saying that it's content for Resident Evil 4 tells me this is just like a spin-off side mode or something, that not the whole game will be playable in VR. But still, are you a Resident Evil fan at all? Because I like Resident Evil, and I thought this looked amazing graphically. How do you feel about it?
I don't know if I would call myself a Resident Evil fan, but I've definitely enjoyed it more over the years. Like Village is one of my favorite games of all time. Was my game of the year last year. I think. I don't remember.
It was last year.
It is. Okay, bet.
Feels like forever ago, right?
I know, right? Yeah, that game was phenomenal. So we'll get to that in like the next one. But I've been getting more into like Resident Evil, so I'm super stoked for Resident Evil 4 like remake. Resident Evil 2 remake was really cool. I still need to finish it, but I liked what I played. 3 was cool, so I hear 4 is like the best. So having a remake of that has to be awesome, and I'm really excited for that. And having a VR mode's got to be really cool. I hope they end up doing it. I hope content doesn't mean it's just a spin-off mode. Hopefully that's just what they said, but I hope we do get like a version of it in VR because that would be sick. But regardless, like it's got to be kind of cool. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, for sure. For a long time since the rumors of this game coming out began, I was like, man, Resident Evil 4 is still like the best in the series. I don't know if that one needs a remake. You could just make a remaster for that game and it would be fine. Looking at it though, I mean, it's Resident Evil 4. It's gonna be great. Yeah. Everyone's gonna love it. I doubt that there will be much different about it, but
hopefully it's the same so I don't have to hear about it.
Right, yeah, no kidding. It did look like you get to play as Ada Wong a bit. I think you could in the original game just a slight bit, but they definitely, at least I thought that was Ada Wong. They only showed the back of her, and she wasn't wearing her dress like she was in the original Resident Evil 4, so it might have been someone different, but I'm pretty sure that was Ada. Regardless, Resident Evil is awesome. Capcom is going to beat as much money as they can out of that horse, and dude, this is probably like one of the hottest times for Resident Evil games to come out. I mean, I feel
like Village was really like well received last year.
Yeah,
got a lot of people like me into the series. So.
Yeah, and even before that, like you said, Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 3 remake. So this is just a perfect time to be a Resident Evil fan. Lots to be excited about.
It makes me wonder if they're gonna do remakes for like 5 and 6. Like I feel like at this point you need to, but it goes back to the same thing you were saying. Like, oh, I don't know if you need to because they're so like new. But I think 5 and 6 are more in that camp of like they look fine type thing. Plus, no one really likes them, so we'll see if they do that.
The reason that them being less liked than Resident Evil 4 is more of a reason for me to say go remake it. Because Resident Evil 4, you could ask any Resident Evil fan, and they're like, yeah, that's my favorite still. I love this game so much. I love Resident Evil 5. I think Resident Evil 6 is garbage. But I would 100% be down for a Resident Evil 5 remake. That game, it's much more action focused than it is horror. I think they could remake that to be more horror and really shore up some areas of the game where it fell flat. Resident Evil 6, I don't care. Just let that die. I don't care.
Yeah, it just brings me back to like the RE3 conversation where everyone was like, RE2 remake was so good. Why did they fumble the bag with RE3? And it was kind of like, well, people didn't like RE3 to begin with, so it's like if you take that DNA and remake it, like you can't really do a whole lot with it. So
Yeah.
I feel like it might go back to that thing. I don't know how much better they'd make the game if people who didn't like RE3 didn't like the remake because they already didn't like the story. So
Yeah.
like I'm not super sure how it would work, but I would like to see it. Don't want to hook up my 360 to play 5 and 6, so.
I just never want to play 6 again. So, all
Fair.
right, moving on. We got a batch of PSVR 2 game announcements. As we kind of clued in earlier, Resident Evil Village, the whole entire game is coming in to PSVR 2, which is
Let's
very
go,
exciting.
baby.
They did the same thing with Resident Evil 7, and everyone loved that so much. Great way to piss your pants, let me tell you. The one thing I noticed about it is you could like actually like dual wield weapons, which was cool.
Yeah.
You can't do that in the original game, right? I don't think so.
No, you can't.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Very excited to see more on that.
I'm really
Sorry, go.
I'm really looking forward to that. Like because I know Village isn't as scary as 7, but I know a lot of the horror from 7 came from VR. Whereas people were still scared in like the non-VR version, but like I'm wondering if like VR will make Village more scary because like I think the only time I genuinely was scared was during I forgot about that during the house
dollhouse thing.
Yeah, that is I'm gonna shit my pants in VR.
Yeah, dude,
So,
that will be fucking creepy. I also was thinking of the part where you're running away from Lady Dimitrescu and you go to pull the handle down and she cuts off your hand.
Oh yeah.
I want to see someone playing the game for the first time in VR do that, where they don't see that coming and they cut off your hand. That would be amazing.
That's gonna be so cool. How are they gonna do that in VR though if you only see the hand?
Yeah, I don't. You like press buttons and your hand is still on the lever, like twitching and stuff. That would be cool.
That'd be funny. While we're on Village, I need to say real quick. Donna Beneviento is way better than Lady Dimitrescu. I just need to get that out there.
Wow.
Lady Dimitrescu is alright, but Donna is literally the best.
Okay, wow. Coming in with some hot takes here. All right.
So interesting.
Next up, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution is coming out. Unfortunately, this is the first Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is something that I really want to play because I love The Walking Dead. But VR makes me super sick, so I haven't gotten a chance to play it. But I've only heard good things. Very excited for this. This looked really cool. They tried like making it out as like an action movie, which is weird because that's very much not something The Walking Dead is. But it looked cool. Are you interested in that at all?
I didn't play the original, but I'm sure when the DLC's out and I play the original, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Looks kind of cool.
Is this? I think this was a standalone thing. I don't think this was DLC.
Oh, is it?
I could be wrong.
I assumed since it said Saints and Sinners that it was DLC, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
You could be right. I don't know. No Man's Sky is coming to PSVR 2. That one was kind of expected at some point.
I know Holden's happy.
Is he? Does he love it?
Yeah, he really likes No Man's Sky.
Gotcha. Yeah, that does seem like a game up his alley. And then we got our first look at Horizon Call of the Mountain. This is a game that was announced a while ago during a blog post, but we actually got to see gameplay of it. And yeah, you play as some guy that was released from a prison. You have to climb a mountain to see why the nearby machines are attacking a town. That's all I got out of it. So it's a lot of like first person head on, like I'm fighting these monsters with the same kind of mechanics as you would in Horizon, but it's just in VR. That's pretty much what I got out of it, right?
Yeah, having no Aloy, like not playing as Aloy is definitely a risk, but I think
that is a big risk. That they could have easily just made this another like Aloy spin-off. It didn't have to be someone new.
Like
Give me my girl.
Aloy game. I know, right, man?
Ah.
I still haven't played Forbidden West though.
Oh, well, now seems like a great time for you to do that because there is a Horizon Forbidden West update out today that has new game plus, a whole bunch of new weapons, trophies, a new difficulty mode. There was a lot included in there. Free update out now, and I recommend it because Horizon Forbidden West is a great game. And, of course, my girl Aloy. Next up, for all you PlayStation fanboys, get ready to burn your console because Spider-Man Remastered is coming to PC. I know, how dare new people be able to play your beloved game, but it's happening and you can't stop it.
I think they would do Spider-Man. Like, I thought
That was
Spider-Man would be like
surprising.
the one that they didn't do, because I mean God of War and like Horizon are big franchises, but Spider-Man's like way bigger. Like if you get the Spider-Man license, I feel like you hold on to that. I mean obviously it's like a almost 5-year-old game, so
Yeah.
I mean I get it, but I didn't think they'd let go of it, to be honest with you.
The thing that
Cool.
surprises me is that Miles Morales isn't included. This was only remastered, which was, I don't know. That's just weird because
I think they're gonna wait like a couple more years for Miles.
maybe.
I
Yeah.
think they're waiting until like games hit like a threshold kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe.
So especially since Miles was a PS5 launch title.
Yeah, that is true. The big thing with these PC releases, I'm not going to get them because I have a PS5. I'm going to play them there. But I'm very excited to see mods in Spider-Man now. Who's the first big name that gets modded in the Spider-Man? So it's like
Oh yeah,
who-
Peter Griffin, man,
Peter Griffin swinging around New York or Shrek or something.
dude,
Uh,
Shrek.
We've got the
Thomas
Simpsons.
the Tank Engine.
Recently, we've gotten God of War mods that had the Simpsons. I saw one where Master Chief was fighting Kratos in there. Like, some fun stuff. I love the modding community.
That's the only thing that like I don't like about the PC ports. It's like I'm not like a super like stickler about it, but at the same time it just rubs me the wrong way.
Oh, you need the canon stuff only. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up, Stray got a release date. It is coming in July, and I believe this is the first time we actually saw gameplay of it. I don't recall them showing gameplay of you playing as the cat ever.
Yeah, unless I missed a state of play or something. I think this is the first.
Yeah, but from what I saw, it's pretty much walk around the place, talk to these guardians, and explore. There was like some elements of like climbing and stuff, but I don't know. Some people are very excited for this because it's a cat, but I don't necessarily see.
I think it looks interesting. Like I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to playing it. Like I don't know how much I'll really put into it, but
I
it
think-
seems like a cool idea.
I think it would be a great game to be included in like the PS Plus lineup for the month. But hey,
Yeah, I mean,
people are
if
excited for it, go
they'll
for it.
give a Oddworld out for PS Plus, like, why
Right.
wouldn't they give Stray?
Yeah. The Callisto Protocol. This game was giving me such heavy Dead Space vibes when I was watching it. Like, it was like, I was watching this, I'm like, I know this isn't the Dead Space reboot that they're making, but is this the Dead Space reboot that they're making? I was
Isn't it from the team, though? Isn't it from the old team of Dead Space?
that might be where I've heard it before, because I was trying to think, I was like, where have I heard the Callisto Protocol before? But it might be like ex people that worked on Dead Space.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, didn't they reveal this at Game Awards last year?
Okay, they might have, because I swear I have heard about this game before, but I could not nail it down at all.
Yeah, because I was watching it, like,
Um,
in my head, I was like, is this Dead Space? And then it gets to the title, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's that Game Awards thing. I was kind of interested in it.
You are completely right. The game is being developed by Striking Distance Studios, founded by Glenn Schofield, who had previously co-created the Dead Space series. So that would explain why it is so heavily Dead Space vibes, because, yeah, I was watching this and I was like, this is just straight up Dead Space. All right.
Which makes me more excited for it.
Yeah. Roller Drome was also announced. Another roller blading game. I don't know.
It looks so sick.
Yeah. This week though, I played what's the Ubisoft game
It's like roller, dude.
Roller Champions, I think.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, and that game is so mad that I'm just like kind of put off on this at first. I will say though,
Is the Ubisoft one bad? I haven't played it yet.
it's about as mediocre as you'll get for a free-to-play game nowadays.
That's fair.
It's not bad. It's not great. I had fun in maybe 1 or 2 matches, but I was also random matchmaking. I wasn't playing with friends. It might be great with friends. Who knows? But
this one has guns.
that is what I wanted to get to, because this had like a survival aspect to it where you were like shooting people as you were rolling around, doing flips, wall riding and stuff. That stuff was really cool. I think this would be a very interesting multiplayer game, but it looked like it was only single player to me. I don't know. We'll see.
Which is a cool vibe. I'm really excited for it.
Eternights is an anime as shit game. It was like I think they said it was a combination of action and dating simulator, something like that.
That's anime for you.
Yep. The guy gets his arm cut off and he can transform it into weapons, and at one point it looked like he transformed it into a dildo or something. I don't know what the hell was going on there. Like I said,
anime for you.
Very anime. Street Fighter 6 got its first gameplay reveal.
Let's go.
So I've never played Street Fighter, and I'm guessing you're a Street Fighter fan?
Yeah, I love Street Fighter.
All right, tell me, was this exciting? Because like I said, no Street Fighter experience whatsoever. I was a Mortal Kombat guy.
I mean, Mortal Kombat's my bread and butter, but like I dabble in Street Fighter a little bit. This looks sick. Like the graphics look really cool. It looks like the gameplay is a step up from 5 a little bit, so I'm excited for it. Got to see my girl Chun-Li. Don't know if we got to see my girl Cammy yet or not. I don't
think she was
that
in
much. Yeah, which sucks, man. Bring her back. At least she's in Fortnite.
I think this was just like the first batch of people. There's going to be more people revealed in the future, because they didn't show Ken, and Ken is like in every Street Fighter. So
you gotta show Ken.
Yeah. So I'm just imagining that this was just the first batch of people they showed. Ryu looked pretty cool, although he sounded weird to me. He didn't sound like I would think Ryu would sound when he talked. He only had like one voice line, and I was like, that was very dark and gruff sounding, and I was like, that doesn't...
Yeah, they're going for that like edgy Ryu vibe.
Yeah. I will say I love the part where I think it was Chun-Li and Ryu fighting, and like they like froze for a moment, and there was like paint that splattered behind them as they were fighting. That was really cool.
It's a cool little art style they're going
absolutely
for too.
Yeah, big fan of that. Where was I? Tunic is coming to PlayStation later this year, both PS4 and PS5. If you haven't heard, me and Joel played this earlier this year on Xbox, and it's a good game. I highly recommend playing it with the accessibility features on, because that game is really fucking hard, and I also recommend doing it with a guide, because that game is really fucking obscure, and it is really easy to get lost in it. Do you have any interest in Tunic at all?
No.
No?
I didn't know it wasn't on PlayStation.
Yeah, no, it was a Xbox exclusive earlier this year, but
makes sense.
It's a good game. Season, A Letter to the Future was revealed, and this was the most boring reveal to me. It was about a woman biking around the area and taking pictures, is what I got out of it, and talking to some people. I have no idea really what was going on there. I kind of zoned out because it just wasn't doing anything for me. Art style was
like
very
that,
pretty, but
yeah, I like games like that, but I don't know if I'm really gonna have the time for it.
Yeah, no. There's so much more coming out that I'm like, nah, not for me.
I'm playing like 3 games this entire year, so.
All right, and then last up, they entered the show on Final Fantasy 16. We got a release window for next summer, and they showed off a bunch of like demons and dragons and a lot of people fighting and stuff. There was some quick snippets of gameplay in there. Mm-hmm. It looked good. I'm not a Final Fantasy guy. I've always been Kingdom Hearts only. But
Kingdom Hearts is fire.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm sure there's a lot of Final Fantasy fans out there that were excited, but
you won't find any on this podcast.
Not here, baby.
No, right. I loved 7, and I thought 15 was really fun, but 16 isn't doing it for me, I guess. I don't know if I'm feeling the medieval vibe, but I'm definitely going to play it because I loved 15, so we'll see what happens.
Might as well give it a try, yeah. So yeah, overall, how did you feel about this state of play? Because I will say earlier this year there was one or two that me and Joel were not impressed by.
Mm.
How did you feel
Yeah,
about this?
it was all right. I think the whole what's the word, conversation around the state of plays. It's one of those like it all just depends on what types of games you like. Like I know there was like a state of play like earlier like last year or something everyone hated, and I fucking loved it because it showed Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, and I was like, yo, let's go. So yeah, it all just depends on like what you like. I liked the heavy emphasis on PSVR 2. Like it's
Mhm.
I haven't been excited for a lot of game stuff recently, so getting the hype for a new like VR headset's really gotten me excited. All the Resident Evil stuff, with me being like a new fan, has been pretty cool. Especially the Village VR modes got me stoked. So, oh no, I mean, there wasn't after the Resident Evil stuff, there wasn't a whole lot that was really pulling me in, but I think it was an alright state of play.
Yeah, this was definitely better than the. I think it was the Little Devil Inside state of play, which was
Yeah, that one was
that
weird.
one was really boring, and there just wasn't much to it. Um, this
It
one,
looks like a game you have to play, not
Mhm,
watch type thing.
absolutely. This one though, really good. Like you said, Resident Evil 4, very exciting. If I was a Final Fantasy fan, I'd probably be losing my mind right now at
Mm.
the reveal of Final Fantasy 6. I'm not a
Four
street.
would have been a
Sorry,
four
go.
would have been a better ender.
Yeah, I had a friend say that as well. I think you could have gone either way with both of those, and
Mm.
it would have been fine. Um, Street Fighter, I'm not a fan of, but I did like how it looked and everything. Every time, so I am a massive Ace Attorney fan. Every time that Capcom is mentioned, I'm just like, is it a new Ace Attorney? New Ace Attorney? No, damn it.
Keep waiting, man.
Yeah, keep playing. Maybe at a Game Fest next week. Um, but yeah, looking at the rest of these games, they're fine. PSVR 2 games, like you said, are exciting because I feel like we've been hearing about the hardware coming, even though we have no idea when it is coming. We've been hearing
Mm.
about though PSVR 2 is on the way for so long now without like seeing what's included with it. So it's a good start here to finally see what we can play with. Um,
It's really cool to get like a new like hardware, like get excited for hardware, cause like I
yeah,
think out of all my years in the nerd fandom, the PS5 like build up was like some of the most fun I've had, like waiting for that to come out. So I'm excited for the PSVR too.
yeah. And I know Joel will be right on it because he doesn't get as sick as me when playing it. So uh,
Fair.
we'll probably talk about
Can't
that.
wait to shit my brains out at Resident Evil Village
Yeah,
VR.
yeah, no kidding. All right. Next up, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet had its first gameplay trailer revealed. There was a bunch of Mons revealed. There was two professors, depending on which game you choose. We saw legendaries. We also saw that the game will have some multiplayer, which is
Let's go.
pretty fucking exciting, if I say so myself. Um, you watched this trailer, right?
Yeah.
How did you feel coming out of this?
I'm excited. Like it's definitely not like it doesn't feel like Legends Arceus, which is like a little bit disappointing. But at the same time, like I still like the traditional Pokemon format. So like it looks like they're doing things a little bit differently
I
with
know.
this
You guys
one.
don't
So
hear from me
I'm
for
still
like
excited.
months
Like
because
I'll
it's
get
slow season.
I'm
And
that
then new
sucker. Like I'll get any Pokemon game. So I'm looking forward to it. I I hope after this they start to do more like Arceus
Mm-hmm.
type of things where it feels bigger and grander. The multiplayer is kind of cool. The multiplayer is one thing that could have worked really well in Legends Arceus, so I'm looking forward to it. I just hope they learn from this game and Arceus and like blend them together and make something awesome next time.
Yeah, absolutely. When Arceus came out, I said at the time this really much, very much felt like a first step in a new direction for the Pokemon
Mm.
series. I do feel like there will be more of those Legends games in the future. Um, Whether or not that melds into this or anything and they combine them, I'm not sure. Because they
Mm.
are very different experiences when you look at them side by side.
Yeah.
Um, Regardless, though, I felt pretty good about this. The new Pokemon they revealed all looked really cool, I thought. We've got the pig Lechonk, and we got
Lechonk, let's go.
my boy Lechonk is all ready to go. We got Smoliv, which was pretty cool. Here, I'm pulling up. Let's see. The legendaries are Miraidon and Koraidon. They look pretty cool.
Yeah, they
Uh,
look sick.
and then we got Pawmi, which that was like a little weasel thing, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, some good new Pokemon there as well. I was kind of hoping to see more. Whenever a new Pokemon game comes out, I want to see like every new Pokemon like right away, and whatever. They look good. I want to see these new forms and new Pokemon, but
Yeah.
the one thing I'm wondering about is what is the big gimmick this time around? Because Pokemon always has a gimmick. Last time in Sword and Shield, it was the Gigantamax battles. I don't think we've seen anything like that so far, besides
Yeah.
multiplayer, which is a really cool thing.
Yeah, that'd be a gimmick for sure, but yeah, I haven't seen anything. Maybe they're like straying away from it this time, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world,
No, it
to
absolutely
be honest
wouldn't.
with you. Because it
No.
always like Gigantamax was cool. Like I did really like it, but it always does kind of feel like they're trying to like put something in that like at the end of the day doesn't affect things that much.
Yeah, Gigantamax was cool the first time I saw it. After the 20th Gigantamax battle, I was like, okay, I'm really
It is
tired.
cool.
It-
Yeah, it is cool when the arena starts to like get all like red and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was cool, but
The whole thing is like it's just for 3 turns and then you're back to normal, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, what a buzzkill. Yeah, overall, I thought Pokemon Scarlet and Violet looks good. We've gotten so much Pokemon in a short time here that I'm kind of. This started to turn me around towards getting excited for this game. When it was first revealed, I was like, man, we had Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl in November. We had Legends Arceus in February or January, whichever one that was. And then Scarlet and Violet in November. I was like, man, I am getting worn out here. But now that we've got a few months between those previous games and now we're starting to get more on this game, I'm more excited about it now than I was beforehand. Are you excited?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. Like it's one of those things where like I don't play as much games anymore. So like Legends Arceus was something for me where like I was obsessed with that game. I loved it, but I feel like I gave so much of my energy to it that to go back to another Pokemon game in the same year, kind of like I'll see how much I play it type of thing, especially since it's not as like open as like Legends Arceus. So we'll see if I really get invested to it type thing, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I can definitely understand people who don't want to go back to like the old formula. Like I have like my roommate adored Legends Arceus and he like completed the entire Pokédex. I don't see him playing Scarlet and Violet to be honest with you, but we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get it and see if I enjoy it, see if I'm able to commit to it. But I'm always just a Pokemon guy anyway, so I see
Yeah.
for that game.
I mean, as much as I can say that I'm like getting worn out on Pokemon, I've been obsessed with this series since I was like 6. So like
Same.
I know I'm gonna come around back to it and be like, oh my god, I got Charizard again. Like that's gonna always be exciting to me. I don't care what you say.
Bring my boy Grookey back.
Yeah. The one thing I really want to see how this multiplayer will play, because you can't really like get into turn-based battles if everyone's just running around the world, right? Like how is that going to operate? Is it going to be like an all-out catch-a-thon like Pokemon Legends Arceus where you're all just like sneaking around the area trying to catch as many as you can? That'd be really
so
cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, very excited to see what comes out of that. Hopefully we will learn about that here within the next few weeks if Nintendo does any of their special directs or anything. All right, last bit on our main topics here. How are you currently feeling about loot boxes? A new recent report has come out calling them exploitive and manipulative. And I needed a third topic because we already know that loot boxes, yes, are exploitive and manipulative. But hey,
Let's back it up, boys. Let's go.
let's talk about loot boxes, Brent. How are you feeling about loot boxes nowadays? Do you feel like they're getting any better? Do you want them completely eliminated? Are you fine with them? How is it?
It's tough because like yourself, I was really big into Overwatch. So like back in
boy.
the day, I loved Overwatch loot boxes. Like they were annoying, but at the same time, like it felt fun, you know, like it felt like something where like I could go and be like, okay, let me level up a few times today, get a few loot boxes, let me try to roll these event skins type of thing. Like it was fun. I enjoy it. And then you get like Star Wars Battlefront 2 loot boxes, stuff like that, ruining the COD. Like Black Ops 3 had a problem back in the day where I think it was like the Brecci was locked behind it and it was like the most overpowered gun type thing. And COD is kind of still pulling that a little bit with the battle pass guns being really fucking powerful and shit, but which is also the same thing. Like I feel like loot boxes now are just like transitioning into battle passes,
Yeah.
which is fine. Like I play a lot of Fortnite. I love the Fortnite model because you get your battle passes where you can get all this cool stuff, and it's cool. It's something to work towards. You know what you're looking at, and then if a cool skin comes out, like yo, Ezio in Fortnite, I'll just go to the shop and buy it. I know what I'm gonna get. But at the same time, if a loot box is handled pretty well and they have pretty decent odds and it's like all cosmetic, I'm honestly for it. Like it doesn't bother me, especially if you're a free game. Then I totally understand like loot boxes and stuff like that. Overwatch, it's a little morally like, all right, whatever. Like just let me buy the skin.
They were the
Type of
first to
thing.
do it, so they kind of get a pass on it, and that
Yeah,
it's only cosmetics.
yeah, facts. But yeah, now anymore, like if stuff is locked behind it, then I'm totally like against it. Like I don't like locking uh unless I don't know. I think I don't play FIFA, but I know like for like that like mode, you get like cards and stuff
Hmm.
in the loot boxes, which as far as I know, I think is fine considering like it's just for like a certain mode, whatever, but I know they're like very like iffy about it.
See,
So I
that's
can't.
almost every sports game does that, I think, where they have like the card mode where, hey, this is your
Mm.
team, build it with these cards you get. And really, in real life, I mean, trading cards are their own way of
Yeah.
loot boxes. They're real life loot boxes, but in this way, you your performance is directly tied to how they play. So I'm a big MLB The Show guy. I love baseball.
Mm.
They have the same thing. Okay, here's your pack. Okay, these are your your five players that you unlocked. Do you want to add them to your team? Yeah, sure. Okay, those are. I don't understand how people are not more against those games,
Yeah.
uh, because they are as pay to win as it gets.
Yeah,
um,
it's weird.
yeah, loot boxes in general. I'm kind of with you on the Overwatch thing. I'm like, it's only cosmetics. You don't have to actually buy them to get them. You just level up and earn them. Which,
Yeah, like they have a really good model for loot
yeah.
boxes, I feel like.
And if you're getting a lot of duplicates and everything, you get the coins that, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna go buy that item that I wanted
Mm.
if I didn't get in the loot box. So I think they've handled it really well. I think they're gonna move towards the battle pass system in the second game whenever that comes out.
It's
Uh,
so cool.
yeah, the Fortnite model is just kind of the perfect way to do it, and I think everyone knows that, so they're just gonna keep moving towards that way. Uh, Diablo Immortal, which I'm gonna talk about later, is it just came out, and it doesn't have a loot box system per se, but it has a mechanic where you insert a crest into this rift area where you go in and you fight, and
Mm.
then you get the rewards at the end. And if you put one of those crests in, that's where you get the better items and stuff. And that ended up with it being banned in a couple countries because it's very loot box esque.
Damn.
Yeah. So I think overall people are realizing loot boxes. You just go with a battle pass and you're off. You're
Yeah.
better off.
Battle Packs is definitely the new loot box for sure.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's about all I have to say on loot boxes. All right, hopping over into our quick news. Some
Quick news.
Sonic Frontiers gameplay was shown off. Are you a Sonic the Hedgehog fan at all?
Yeah, I'm a huge Sonic fan.
Did you watch this trailer?
Yeah, it looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think there's a lot of people that are kind of like put off by it now, which I get. It kind of looks a little weird,
Looks a little
but
empty to me.
yeah, like I can totally see that, but it's such like a new step
Yeah.
forward that I'm like, all right, I'll take it. Like I'll give you anything that's not like, give me anything that's not Sonic Forces, and I'm totally cool
Oh
with
yeah,
it, man. Like
anything but
one,
Sonic Forces, baby.
give me one tiny step forward, and I'm sold.
Yeah, I am super hyped for this game. I will say that I hope that there's more to it at the end of the day, but when it comes out, but I thought it looked good. I liked how you could like climb and run up walls.
Yeah.
I still don't understand the zap thing, the like trail thing. He was like making circles around stuff, and
Looks cool though.
yeah, it looks cool. Hopefully we'll get like a really good explainer video at Summer Game Fest next week, because that's supposed to come out this November, and I feel like there's still so many questions around it.
We really need a rundown on that game for sure. Right now it's just like, oh, Sonic Breath of the Wild. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's enough to carry me.
100%
But,
I am down for, but I want to know about it more.
yeah. Like, you already have my money, but at least tell me what to expect.
Yeah. Next up, Dragon Age 4 has a new name. It is called Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Somewhere Connor is very excited, but I've never played Dragon Age, so I'm not sure.
Inquisition was like really good.
That's what I've heard.
Great. I want to beat it, but it just gets to a point where like you have to grind a lot, because like in order to do a main mission, you need like the Inquisition points. So it, like I think like halfway through the game, it like slows to a halt, where you have to like get a few of those like points to like do the next mission. It's like, bro, I didn't want to do that.
Gotcha. Yeah. I started Dragon Age Origins back in the day. I didn't get too far into it. I think I played like 4 hours. I thought it was good. I just got distracted by other things at the time. But maybe I'll try Inquisition sometime before this game comes out.
I need to beat it, because that game was actually so good. It's one of my first like big RPG experiences. Like, I won't lie to you.
All right. Next up, Will Arnett is voicing Sweet Tooth in the Twisted Metal show. See, when I first heard this news, I was like, really? I wasn't like a huge fan of this casting. I like Will Arnett. I think he's very funny and stuff, and I like the guy. But that's the thing. Sweet Tooth isn't a funny character. So I was like, why Will Arnett? Then I thought about Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which recently came out. If you haven't played it, he plays the main bad guy in that. And he can sound pretty menacing and stuff. So, I don't know. I'm interested, although I'm cautiously optimistic about this. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very big Twisted Metal fan, and I'm excited for this show, even though they're making some weird decisions. I'm also interested how they're going to handle him, because it's a live-action show, but they only said that he's voicing the character.
Probably like a Darth Vader type situation.
Maybe. Or I was thinking, like, are they just going to CGI the entire person? Like, you don't need to do that. Yeah, his head's on fire, but you don't need to CGI the entire character. So maybe you're right. Maybe it's where he just has, like, the mask on, like in the recent game, and you don't see his mouth move, so you can just voice him over with that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I've played like a little bit of Twisted Metal, so I don't know the lore of Sweet Tooth. But I feel like you could play Sweet Tooth like a little bit comedic, right? Like, wouldn't it? Like, I feel like the kind of like a dumb brute type thing would work, but I don't know Twisted Metal lore.
Well, in the PS3 remake that they did, they just made him like a straight up homicidal maniac, pretty much.
Fair.
Back in the PlayStation 1 days, he was a little more comedic drawn because he was a clown. He wasn't just out to kill you or anything over ice cream.
He wasn't just Jason or Michael Myers.
Yeah, he was kind of clowny and stuff. So maybe they're going towards that. I love those original PlayStation 1 games.
Yeah, so. I played one of them on the PS1, and that was my childhood, man. I love that game.
Yeah. That's one of the biggest reasons I'm excited for this new PS Plus tier system, because I want to play those again if they're available.
Are they going to be on there?
They haven't announced yet. I'm hoping they are.
Yeah, same. That'd be so good.
Next up, Knockout City is now free to play. I recommend it. This is one of my favorite under-the-radar games from last year. Very good game. Give it a try if you haven't.
Yeah, it looks sick. Can't wait to play it.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor is coming in 2023. Not a Star Wars guy, but I know a lot of people are going to be excited for this. So.
Oh boy, let me tell you. Dude, I love Star Wars. I'm so excited for this.
Ready to go again. Did you play the first one? Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah, I won't lie to you. I haven't beat it, but I adore that. I'm just not good with Metroidvania games. I will not lie to you. Like I'm stuck on Kashyyyk and I cannot figure out like how to get past it. But I've put so much time in that game, I just can't beat it. But I'm really looking forward to this next one, and it makes me want to finally beat Fallen Order, because
Got
Cal
it.
Kestis is one of the coolest Jedi. Like I love him.
He is a good character. I'll give him that. God of
Plus,
War.
Holden spoiled the game for me, so what's the point?
What, the Darth Vader thing?
Yeah.
They spoiled it themselves. They put it in one of the like release trailers.
Yeah, that was a weird thing, but I also hadn't seen that.
Mm.
But like I heard that they spoiled it. It was so weird they did that.
Yeah. All right. God of War, Horizon, and Gran Turismo shows are being made. I'm not sure how they're going to handle God of War. Like, if that's a live action series, who the hell is going to play Kratos? If it's an if it's an animated show, they better fucking get Christopher Judge back to play as Kratos.
Yeah. That's my only thing, though. Have they announced what it's gonna follow? Is it gonna be the originals or the reboot? Well,
I figure it's gotta be the reboots, right? The reboots are so big right now. The originals have their fans, but I feel like the reboot has outshadowed those games immensely.
Yeah,
that's just
like
me.
I know everyone's saying if it's live action, like they still have to get Christopher Judge, which would be sick. But if it's the original games, I don't think Christopher Judge works, because I feel like Kratos is more bulky in God of War 4, where he was like more slimmer in the originals.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like Christopher Judge would work as much.
It was a different voice actor back then, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those old games.
I would like to see like a story of like Kratos making the jump between mythologies. Like, how did that happen?
I don't know if they'll go into it in the second game or not, but I hope if that would be a cool premise for a show, because that would actually be something where you could what's the word, like where a show would make sense, you know, because if it's just retelling the old games and it's like, all right, cool, you know, there's room for that. Like Last of Us show makes sense because not everyone plays games and that story is really good. Haven't played the game, but
you haven't played Last of Us?
No, man. Chad and Holden and all them keep yelling at me about it. But
I'm about to start yelling. No, you definitely should. They are very great games.
I know what happens because my mom and my sister used to play it all the time, so I would just watch it. So like I know what happens in the original, and then I would just watch all the spoiler casts for the second one.
Mm-hmm.
They're cool games, but yeah. So like, it would be cool if they told that story for a God of War show. Horizon, I don't know what they do because we kind of know what happens in between, like the big. Aloy's life and like the proving, so it's like
unless if it's like a story in between, like in the first Horizon game you start out with her as a kid and then she's an adult, maybe somewhere in there's some room for a story. I don't think so though.
Yeah, because like all I imagine is that like nothing crazy happens, she just trains and like that's
pretty much
really
yeah. The real story content, I think, well, I mean, unless they just make a show about the first game, I'd be down for that. I love that story. Yeah. I guess that's where I would go with it, is just a story following the game. Because there's no... Unlike God of War, Horizon really doesn't have anything in between that is like, oh, I wonder what happened in this time.
Plus, a God of War show for the first few games wouldn't work. Because like it's not as focused on story as God of War 4 is.
No, that one is just... We're gonna go kill some gods. You want to see some blood? Here it is.
Dude, which if they could fit a story into that'd be sick. I would love to see him like kill the Titans and stuff in a show. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Gran Turismo. I mean, I don't really care. It's just some show about cars. Like, doing? I don't understand. Like, I get Gran Turismo is one of PlayStation's like longest running and most successful franchises ever, but like a show, really? Like, are you gonna make up people and just put them in cars? Like, I don't know who this is driving this car. Are the cars gonna come to life? Oh, great, we're watching Pixar's Cars. Like, I don't understand what they're thinking with this. I'm not a fan of this.
I think the more I think about it, Gran Turismo has the most potential for a show.
Really?
Because you're not held to anything. Like, I think with God of War and Horizon, we have conversations about like, oh, what are they going to do? Are they going to retell these games? Are they going to do story in between? Gran Turismo, you can literally just make a car show and just put the title on it. Like, it has the most potential to reach a huge amount of people, because I know someone like my dad that just watches car shows, that's like his bread and butter. So he would probably watch Gran Turismo if it was just about cars, like
Yeah.
that's like there's the most potential to reach a wider audience. Because like I know when you hear it's a racing game, how are you gonna make a story about that? But like there's so many like cool racing like movies and TV shows and stuff like that. Like
Just make it
you're
Fast and Furious. Go
yeah.
completely go off the wall from what Gran Turismo is. Get out of those like indie tracks and stuff.
Mhm.
It's just a straight up Fast and Furious clone. Then I'd be down. Yeah, let's try
True.
that.
I feel like it'd be cool if they made like a racing drama. Like just make up some characters and do like a cool show. Like I think that has the most potential to really like spread out.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. PSVR 2 will launch with over 20 games. Of course, we saw 5 today, I believe it was. Yeah, something like that.
I'll believe you.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, that's a pretty beefy lineup. I want to say the first PSVR had like 7, 8 maybe. Like there wasn't many.
I don't remember a lot of the launch titles for PSVR.
Yeah.
Wasn't like Until Dawn and like some stuff like that.
No. Oh wait, yeah. Until
Yeah,
Dawn
the
did.
Rush of Blood.
Totally forgot about that game. I'm hoping these games are a lot bigger than those launch titles were.
Oh yeah, it looks like we're getting like,
it
actual
already looks like we're
experiences.
getting like full games now. Yeah, I'll give them that.
Because even on like PC VR and stuff, we already got games like Bloodworks and like Half-Life Alyx that are proven that you can make a game in VR.
Yeah, in
Whereas the
place.
original was just kind of like mini games and experiences.
Yeah, that was besides Resident Evil 7, that was like all they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5 shortages are projected to remain until 2024. At that point, Sony is projecting them to overtake PlayStation 4 sales. Blah 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 blah.
That's
Okay,
accurate.
moving on. What you been playing this week?
Man, let me tell you.
Alright.
I'll say Lego Star Wars. I'm still trying to get 100% in. That game
Oh
is
man,
amazing.
that's a beefy game. That's a
Dude,
lot.
yeah. I grew up getting like 100% in all the Lego games because
But this one is massive.
yeah.
There's a
yeah,
lot
I
to
know.
it.
That's like the one thing my stepdad plays is like either the Lego games or Fallout 4, which I feel bad because he gets platinums in all the Lego Star Wars games and he adores Fallout 4, but he cannot get that settlement trophy, and I feel so bad for him. But yeah, so I grew up with him doing that. I would always get 100% on the Xbox, so I'm trying to do it on Lego Star Wars on the PlayStation. And it's a great game. But the main thing I've been playing, I'm going back and playing Terraria. Literally one of the best
Ooh.
games ever freaking made.
2D
Like-
Minecraft.
All right, man. Look. There's a lot more to it than that.
I know.
Like,
it is. Yeah.
A run in that game can take you like 130 hours, but it's so cool because depending on how you play it, like you can have a different experience. Because
Mhm.
like there's classes in the game, but not in a sense where like you boot up Diablo and you have to click which class you want to play. But there's just you start the game and then you can move to a different class. If you say, hey, I want to be a warrior, then you start looking for items and gear sets that'll give you benefits in warrior. You do that for ranger, mage, and stuff like that. So if I wanted to play as a ranger class in my first playthrough, in my second playthrough I do a mage, I'm gonna have a different experience. Like I'm still doing a lot of the same stuff, mining, building houses, fighting the same bosses, but like you're playing them in different ways. So me, my friend Andrew, and my brother Dylan, like we usually do a run like every year. Like we haven't beat our runs, so we're hoping we beat this one. But my brother's going to basic in a week, so we'll see how that works.
All right.
But yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun playing it again, and it's a fantastic game.
All right. Yeah, that's awesome. So I finished up Back for Blood. I 100%ed it finally. I ran through all the nightmare levels this week, and I was like, okay, I finally found some good people to play with, because I love Back for Blood and I love Left 4 Dead, but it's such a fucking crapshoot getting just decent humans to play with, people that
Yeah.
aren't throwing or know what they're doing. It'd be really great. But got through those, and then I needed the last achievement. I was like 26,000 kills away, and I found an exploit where I could just sit in the corner and zombies would just continuously come at me, and I just taped down my melee button and got it within a few hours. So I was excited for that.
What a legend.
So yeah, I'm gonna hold off on playing more of that until the next update comes out. Other than that, I've been playing Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. I got early access to a press release demo of it. I have a preview of the game up on doublexp.com. If you're interested in that, go ahead and check it out. Game releases on August 31st, and I got to play the first 2 areas of the game. Pretty fun. If you like the first game, you'll like it. I've also been playing Diablo Immortal, which released today everywhere. It's on phone, it's on PC, and it is essentially a Diablo game. So if you like Diablo, give it a try. It's completely free to play. You don't need to spend anything to get through the entire campaign. There are elements of pay to win in it, though. I mentioned the rifts stuff earlier. The stuff that you can get out of those loot box-like things can give you an advantage in the PvP side of the game. Luckily, I only care about the PvE stuff, the like story and everything, and going through the dungeons. So on that aspect, I don't care. But if you're in the PvP, that's gonna upset you because there's gonna be people spending crazy amounts of money to get a lot of good stuff out of that.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit of a weird system.
Yeah, it is. There is a lot of microtransactions available as well. So you've got the Battle Pass, which is $5, lasts 40 days. You've got the Collector's Battle Pass, which is just the same thing, but it gives you new cosmetics and experience boosts. You've got 2 different types of currency that you can buy. And then there's also a monthly subscription thing that will give you like more daily rewards every day for like $10 a month. So it's like there's like 5 different microtransactions right off the bat.
Jesus.
Yeah. But like I said, I haven't spent a cent on it, and I'm doing just fine. Maybe I'll update that next week. But if you like Diablo, you're gonna like it. It's literally just a Diablo game on a phone, and you can connect a phone. You can play it on. You can connect a controller, I should say, to play it, and you can play on PC. So it's not a bad game, but
yeah, definitely including it on PC is like pretty cool. You can't complain about being a mobile game anymore.
Yeah,
I like when they put PC games on mobile. I mean, mobile games on PC. Gotcha. Yeah.
So yeah,
the other one's cool.
But yeah, that's about all I've been playing. I mean, we're kind of in a lull at the moment. We're about to hit all these like announcements and everything, and be very excited for that. But it hasn't been much in the last month for me to play.
Yeah, I feel that. I haven't been playing games like for a while, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Been busy with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know, Mr. Rapper, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. I don't know. Do you have
Mr. Worldwide? That's
yep, Pitbull. Yep. You're the new Pitbull is what I heard.
Oh no! Can't be the new Pitbull. Hey man, they don't tell you how much work goes into making music, man. I didn't think I'd be this busy.
How long until you make just a music video game for me to play?
A music video game?
Yeah. Like give me let's make right here, since we've got a few minutes left. Let's make a music video game about rap. Because we're not
be like Def Jam?
That's just a fighting game though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's awesome.
Yeah, it's just a fighting game with rappers. I'm talking about I want a rapping video game. Not like a Guitar Hero thing where it's like a
Friday Night Funkin'?
I don't know what that one is.
It's kind of like a DDR a little bit, where like you have to use the arrow keys to kind of like a hit on beat kind of thing, but it's yeah, it's kind of like that, but for like rapping and keeping on flows.
Have you ever played Parappa the Rapper?
Yes, dude, that game is so good.
What? I want them to make a new Parappa the Rapper, but like do it with a microphone, so you can like freestyle and make up your own raps as you go. That would be amazing.
Hey, they got the microphone in the DualSense. That'd be like the perfect thing to use it for.
Yeah, dude, I'd be down for that. Parappa the Rapper 3, Sony, give me it.
Dude, Come on, man. They don't do stupid stuff like that anymore, unfortunately.
I know, right? Instead, we get stupid Callisto Project and Resident Evil and
Yeah.
all these badass games. Give
I
me,
don't want
give
your-
me
I
stupid
don't-
flat dog that raps. I
Yeah,
gotta
I don't want-
believe.
I don't want these amazing experiences that I'm gonna chew on for 5 years. I just want stupid games.
Please. Man, that was magic in the 90s, though, growing up with the PlayStation. Because there was a lot of stupid games, and that's what I love the PlayStation for. You had Parappa the Rapper, you had Twisted Metal, Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, you had all these games that, we look at them nowadays and we're like, okay, yeah, those were very 90s.
It was
But-
back when they were like chasing the mascot like stuff. Like that was fun. Like they were
Yeah.
trying to do different things like that.
Yeah.
It was like it felt like they were competing like with Nintendo and stuff like that. So they were making stupid fun games.
Mhm.
And now it's like they don't got to compete with anyone. And I'm not saying God of War and Horizon and Spider-Man aren't
They're very
amazing games.
blockbuster focused now.
Yeah.
They're not really about making a fun experience. They're about making a big experience.
Yeah, which is totally fine, but it's like the fact that they shut down like Japan Studio, which was making like a lot of those unique games,
Mhm.
is that rubbed me so much the wrong way.
Yeah. The one thing I'm very excited for the future of with there's obviously lots of things to be excited for, but the future of Astrobot. I think Astrobot
Yeah.
is a massive win for Sony and PlayStation. I think that should be the PlayStation mascot going forward. Sackboy, get him out of here. Get that trash out of here. I don't want any more Sackboy's adventures. No more Little Big Planets. Give me this little fucking robot that I love. He's a good boy. Let him shine.
Yeah, Astro's amazing, man. I do think that's who they consider to be their mascot nowadays. Like we got Playroom on PS4.
Playroom
on launch.
is so damn good. All
Yeah,
the
it's
nostalgia
dope.
in there. I really want a fully like a full budget 3D platformer with Astro in it. Like that would just be so much fun.
Yeah, they got to be making that. Like I
Right?
assume that there are. It's like they're the only, like Asobi was like the only company out of Japan Studio that they like. Sony was like, all right, you can stay, buddy. We need you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like I said, Sackboy, he's trash. Get him out of here. I don't care about him anymore. I don't want
Whoa,
to see
man,
him
I wouldn't
anymore.
say trash. I think they
He's
could
trash. But
Yo,
all his
slow
makers care about anymore is dreams. That's all they care about. They don't even want him anymore. Get
Yeah,
him
that's
out of
right.
here.
That's unfortunate, but they
Uh,
put them in like they tried to put Conquer into like what was it, like Project Spark or whatever that game was.
well, the Project Spark thing wasn't bad. That was
Mm-hmm.
it actually looked pretty damn good. But
it was a cool idea.
it was cool. Like, where they messed up with Conquer is where they tried making young Conquer for the HoloLens. Because that wasn't Conquer. That was some imposter.
The HoloLens, man.
The HoloLens, man. That
Gives me like such flashbacks of being so excited about the Minecraft.
yeah, where you could just like pick up the blocks and place them.
Yeah.
I was so pumped for that.
That was so
I was like,
cool.
wow, when am I gonna get this? Never.
That was-
Cool.
I was like 14. I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was amazing. I know that they walked back the HoloLens saying that was never going to be like a consumer product, but they have to still be messing with it, right? Like, what are they doing with that? I want to know.
It was just crazy that like 6 to 10 years ago, that was just something that they could kind of do. So it's like,
Yeah, where would they be right now? Like, we've got all this like VR stuff, and augmented reality is excelled since that was revealed. It's got to be
feel like
better.
yeah, I feel like they could do something like Google Glass like nowadays. I don't know like why they don't continue to do that. Like it's Google, they give up on everything, but like a modern Google Glass would be kind of cool.
HoloLens, I still want that Minecraft thing because just having your Minecraft world on a table and then just like drop it. Look,
Yeah.
essentially making Minecraft Legos. That's essentially what it was. That was so
Honestly,
cool.
though.
And
Probably cheaper than Minecraft Legos are nowadays.
any
They just
Legos,
raised the
honestly.
prices of those. Yeah, they just raised the prices on Legos, and it makes me so mad because that's like the one thing I collect.
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah,
got.
bro, look at this. This is gonna break. Bro, I just built this.
Hey, that's
This
cool.
is awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome. I I was never huge into Legos as a kid. Maybe I just didn't have the attention span for it. Uh,
Mm.
but my friend was massive into them, and I remember like every time I'd go over to his house, I would like pick up something. He'd get so mad at me because he thought I was gonna break it. I've got
No,
a
my friend Ethan literally picks up that thing I just showed you and starts like moving it around, and I'm so on edge.
yeah.
Like
You
it's a
don't want to
collector's piece. It's not a play set.
yeah. You don't want a Death Star situation from Spider-Man.
That pains me every time I watch that movie.
Oh, man.
I mean, for one, Legos don't even break like that, but for two, it's just like, man.
I I've got a couple. When I worked at GameStop, I got a couple Overwatch Lego sets for free that I never put together. I
Those
should.
were so good.
Yeah, they look cool, and I love Overwatch. I have so many Overwatch collectibles.
You know what upsets me so much?
Hmm.
I mean, I guess I can't be upset about it because of why, but it's one of those things where like I love the Lego Overwatch sets. Mei is my favorite character from Overwatch, and we finally got a set for Overwatch 2. Like, didn't think they would make a new set for it, but finally got a set that had Mei in it, and then they canceled the set. So I was so upset, but it was for like the whole Activision like controversy that's going on. So it's one of those things. But like I get it. Maybe wait until Activision is not a bullshit company.
Yeah, maybe they'll bring out something like that when Overwatch 2 releases. I think an Eco Point Antarctica set would be really cool because you could build up the set, then you have Mei, and then you have the tower that she froze over and everything. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Dude, when that short came out, that was like the coolest thing ever to me. I adored that one.
I am all about those shorts. Give me more. I can't wait for Overwatch 2.
I miss being an Overwatch fan.
Well,
It was so
just
good
be an
back.
Overwatch fan again.
It's like it's hard to get back into it, kind of thing. Like
I played the beta for Overwatch 2 recently. It's pretty good.
oh, how was that?
Yeah, it was really fun. It's gonna take a lot of getting used to being 5v5 now.
Yeah.
Missing that one tank it's changed it up a lot, but I'm very excited for the future and how they're gonna keep tweaking everything.
So I have a question. Like I don't know how much time you want this podcast to be, but like Overwatch fan to another.
Yeah.
I haven't been keeping up with like as much of the news of this new one. Like I know their intent is to keep both games running at the same time. So like Overwatch 2 is just a more polished version of Overwatch 1. How true is that? Like how different are the games? Are they like exactly similar? Is there a reason to get
Okay.
I know they have like the story thing and like the skill trees and stuff like that, but is that the only thing?
So Overwatch 2, you got your PvP and your PvE. PvP is just Overwatch 1. Everything in Overwatch 1 is going to be in that PvP side. If you stick with just Overwatch 1, you'll get all the new heroes, all the new updates, all of that, pretty much. The PvE stuff is what Overwatch 2 is really going to be about. The story, the hero missions, all that stuff. So if all you care about is playing against other people, you could keep playing Overwatch 1 and you'll get all that new stuff eventually when it comes out. At least
Yeah,
that's how they've explained it, how that's going to work, because they're like moving engines and stuff, and they also said that Overwatch 2 players will have better looking characters and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're playing against the same client and everything, it's a very confusing situation. But from what they've explained it as, Overwatch 1 PvP stuff is just going to all be the same, so you're good.
Sense. It's one of those like I don't like that type of thing, because like I do understand the pro consumer nature of it, but I feel like Overwatch has been like since like 2016 now, so that's like 6 years type of thing. I feel like it's good enough to move on from. Like I think anyone that still plays Overwatch would be okay with getting Overwatch 2, and I feel like most people will type thing. So I feel like you could have done something a little bit different, but I am really excited for the PvE stuff.
My thing is,
because the events were always so cool.
My thing is that they are still making all that stuff. My problem is that they're holding off on releasing it until Overwatch 2 releases. That's the problem I have with it.
That makes sense.
But
yeah, so Overwatch 1's in a weird place right now where there's no content until Overwatch 2 drops.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I think that is where we are going to end episode 190 of the Pixel Street podcast. Brent, thanks so much for coming on. We just rambled for a while there, and I love it. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks for having me, man. It's been a while since I've been on a podcast.
For sure. Where can the people find you?
Good question. I guess Twitter at porkchop1864, and I don't make videos anymore, but go watch all my old stuff at porkchop118 on YouTube.
Tell them where they can find that music, though. That sweet,
Um,
sweet music.
Man, I don't promote it because it's kind of cringe.
Go
but
for it. Just go for
I
it.
guess I'm on Spotify, all major platforms at B-Rent. There are two B Rents though. So mine is
What?
the one that has this handsome face and has the album called Superheroes and Vibin' and Dying. So look for those two. But yeah, I'm on all major platforms.
Did you still be rent, or did they steal be rent?
See, okay, 2 minute story. So the thing is, right? I think about like 2 3 years ago, I was about to upload a song,
Mm-hmm.
and I was putting it to Spotify. There was no B rent, and so, but I canceled it because I was like, it's not good enough. So by the time I went to upload my first like official song, Plottin', there was another B rent. So like he did it like in between that. I don't know when he's. I think my SoundCloud account's older, but I've talked to him and he's chill. Like we might do a song together
Do
type
it.
thing.
Do
So
it. Be rent
he's chill
featuring
with
be
it.
rent. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I'm thinking about naming it like a B Rent Squared or something. That could
Yeah,
be kind of fun.
absolutely do that. That'd be a lot of fun. All right. I am John Hansen. You can find me on Twitter at RevXShadows, and you can find my writing on doublexp.com. Like I said, you could find that Destroy All Humans 2 repro preview. I've also been putting out tons and tons of Diablo Immortal guides if you need help or need to understand anything there. That does it for us. We will catch you next week. I believe Joel will be back for episode 191 of the Pixel Street Podcast. Bye!
Deuces.